Welcome, Mario baseball fans. Danny Diamond here, joined by my broadcast partner, Professor Egad, for today's Interleague matchup between the Wario Muscles and the Peach Monarchs. Both teams are looking for their first win of the season here today. Professor, what stands out to you about these two lineups?
Both of these teams really struggled last week, so they will be trying to turn their fortunes around. The Wario Muscles struggle to keep the ball in the ballpark, but that may not be a problem here, as the Peach Monarchs are not really a home run hitting team. Peachy Piranha batting fourth for the Monarchs is really the only big power threat in their lineup. Not to say the others can't run into one every now and then, but statistically that shouldn't be a concern for any of the others besides Peachy Piranha. Now, looking at each team's combined statistics, you can see that both teams fall in the bottom half of the league rankings in nearly every category. We're going off of a very small sample size here, so we cannot put too much stock into these ratings so early into the season. But it will be a game where one of these teams will have to win despite their potential struggles. I believe of the two teams, the Wario Muscles have a better chance of wandering into a home run that can give them just the push they need to overcome the Monarchs and get the victory here today.
Thanks, Professor. I personally believe that the Monarchs are a better team than their stats show, and they just had the misfortune of facing off against Mario's elite pitching last week, and they will show out with consistency and teamwork today and get the victory.
Very fair point, Danny. I could absolutely see that being the case as well. We shall see.
Let's get down to the field, as it's time to play ball. We begin the game with Daisy on the mound for the Monarchs, with Koopa up to bat for the Muscles, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. He lines the next pitch to Baby Daisy, who catches it for the first out of the game.
Baby Daisy has been astonishing out there in the field. She has been fun to watch.
Red Koopa takes a pitch for a strike, then hits a ground ball to Baby Daisy, who throws over to first for the second out. Next, we will be haunted by the presence of Boo, who went 0-4-2 last week and takes Daisy's first pitch for a strike. Solidly hit, but this one curves and hits the wall in foul territory for strike number 2, and the next pitch is lined right to Peach, who records the third out.
Very solid start from Daisy on the mound as she gets 3 batters up and sends 3 batters right back down, as they say.
Toadette will bat lead off for the Monarchs. She went to 4-3 last week. The trickster Waluigi is on the mound for the Muscles and allows a base hit into right field for a leadoff hit for Toadette.
Toadette has been nothing but reliable thus far for the Monarchs, and that's an excellent trait in a leadoff hitter.
Now we have the Princess of the Mushroom Kingdom up after going 0-4-3 last week. She grounds the ball to Goomba, who tosses to second, and then over to first for the double play.
The princess's struggles have been very unfortunate to see thus far.
Next up is Daisy, and she lines the ball, but is caught by the leaping Koopa over at third base to retire the side.
Daisy will need to be wary on the mound as the power slots for the Muscles are up this inning. The Muscles' best chance to win comes from their power, so Daisy must keep that power at bay.
She starts by getting King Boo to line out on the first pitch. Now we have Wario up to bat, who homered last week. He crushes one, but it is stolen from the air by the diving Baby Daisy for out number 2.
Tremendous. She is very small, but she moves quick.
Next, we have Waluigi up to bat, who had a solid game last week. He grounds it to Peach, who fields and throws over to first to end the Muscles' half of the inning.
One thing is for certain, Daisy has shown no fear, coming right after the batters and taking advantage of the Muscles' lack of patience at the plate as they all swung at the very first pitch she threw.
Waluigi throws his liar ball pitch to Peachy Piranha, who truthfully sends it for a base hit down the right field line to get the leadoff runner on base.
Not the best lead-off runner, as he lacks speed by having almost zero speed, but a lead-off runner is always better than none, statistically speaking, of course.
Blue Toad is up to bat with 2 strikes to his credit now, but sneaks one past the diving Goomba for a hit of his own.
We have an RBI chance here for Red Toad, and quick crunch of the numbers puts the success rate at about 37% here for Red Toad to score the RBI. My only concern is Petey Piranha being the base runner here, and his lack of speed.
Red Toad does his part and gets a base hit. The cutoff throw comes in, and we'll have a play at the plate. And he's thrown out trying to score, and that'll hold the score knotted at 0.
The odds here come out about the same. We have a faster runner at second base, but Baby Daisy is an inferior hitter compared to Red Toad, so we'll see what happens.
Waluigi cues up his specialty pitch, and Baby Daisy grounds into a potential double play, and the Muscles get it to get out of the jam and keep the score 0-0 here as we advance to the 3rd inning.
Is Lemony Snicket around? Because that was a series of unfortunate events.
Or a series of very fortunate events if you're the Muscles.
Indeed.
Daisy tosses her flower ball and gets Paratroopa to pop it up for the first out. Goomba is up to bat after struggling to get on base at all last week. And he grounds it for an easy play for the Pink Princess at shortstop for the 2nd out. And this completes the pair of Goombas as Paragoomba comes up to bat next. He smashes the ball to center field, and Toadsworth manages to get under it just in time for the final out.
Impressive play by Toadsworth there, and I continue to be beyond impressed with Daisy's pitching performance here today. She has been unhittable thus far.
Careful with that. Toadsworth lines the first pitch to Wario for the 1st out. Baby Peach is now up, still looking for her first hit of the season here. She takes the first pitch for a strike. She lasers it, but is robbed of a hit by the diving Wario for out number 2.
You don't expect a man with the body shape of Wario to be able to move like that, but he does host a game called Smooth Moves and one called Move It for a reason.
A diving stop by Goomba takes a hit away from Toadette here to end the inning for the Monarchs as the game remains scoreless as we move into the 4th inning.
It has really been a stalemate here as both teams have struggled to get anything really going. The Monarchs have shown life but couldn't follow through.
Daisy sends her flower ball to Koopa, who wants nothing to do with it as he looks to bounce back after lining out in the 1st inning. And he lines out to Baby Daisy for the 1st out. We'll see Red Koopa up here, who is also hitless in his career thus far. And hitting it to Baby Daisy is a good way to guarantee you stay hitless, as he does for the 2nd out. Now Boo is up here, and he does not learn from his predecessors, and also lines out to Baby Daisy for the 3rd out here.
Daisy is absolutely owning this game across all of her life's timelines here. She's in 2 places at once, holding the Muscles to nothing. Her side's bats just need to get something going.
This will be a good time for Peach to break her slump and get those bats going for her team here to start the bottom of the 4th. And she smokes it over the diving Goomba for her first career hit to lead off the inning for her Monarchs.
This is what her team needs. I think if Peach can get things going, this can be a very solid team to compete against.
Daisy swings and misses at Waluigi's liar ball for strike 1. She slaps the ball well, but it curves foul for the 2nd strike. She drives the ball to left field, and Paragoomba forgets he has wings, and the ball soars over his head and bounces to the wall for a single for Daisy.
Here we are with arguably the best power bat for the Monarchs with no outs and 2 runners on base. Golden opportunity here for the Monarchs.
Waluigi goes to his liar ball, and Petey Piranha isn't fooled and crushes this one-way bat. Paratroopa flies up and robs the home run from Petey Piranha, and saves the score for the Wario Muscles.
That was absolutely unbelievable. That looked like a game-breaking home run, and it was absolutely stolen by Paratroop out there with the helpful launch of Red Cooper. Sensational. That's still only the first out, so the opportunity is still there for the Monarchs with Peach's trusty Toads up next.
Blue Toad lines it up the middle and gets a hit, but it is fielded quickly by Red Koopa to hold Peach at third base.
This is going to lead to an RBI chance for Red Toad. With Peach on second, this is going to be a 40% chance of success here.
Red Toad is currently 1-4-1, and he lines it, and that'll score Peach. The ball hits the arrow, shifting its momentum, which will allow Daisy to also score, giving the Monarchs 2 runs here.
What a sequence there for the Monarchs. In what should have been only 1 run scoring, the directional flow in the stadium shifted when the ball made contact with that arrow, causing the ball to go away from the fielder who was in position to field it cleanly until the shift.
Wario will come into pitch now to hopefully limit the damage here, with 1 out and 2 Speedy Toads on base. Baby Daisy is up and crushes the ball, but it goes foul across the left field line and over the wall. And that ball is crushed again, this one to straightaway center, and it's way back and gone for a 3-run homer to put the Monarchs up 5-2 here in the bottom of the 4th.
What a statistical unlikelihood is Baby Daisy. Pacifier in mouth shows she may be small, but has the power to send 1 out of the field on occasion. The reason I love statistics so much is that even when they say something should or should not happen, they still can be wrong, and it really emphasizes the unpredictable excitement that things like baseball can hold.
We just saw Toadsworth ground out to Boo at first base for the 2nd out. Now we see the 2nd infant on the team, and she grounds it up the middle past the diving Waluigi for a hit of her own.
Baby Peach was not interested in being one-upped by Baby Daisy, so she did her best. Not quite a 3-run home run, but still a positive outcome nonetheless.
Toadette gets on with a liner down the right field line, and Baby Peach moves to third base here with 2 outs. Here we have Princess Peach, who got her first hit of the season last at-bat. Wario pitches his phony ball, but Peach makes contact, but hits it directly at Goomba for the final out.
While being down 5 runs is a tough bit to throw out with, the Muscles have the batters coming up that are the most likely to get the rally going. The way Daisy has been pitching, though, makes me doubt the likelihood of a comeback happening here today.
We are now graced with royalty when it comes to the haunting business as King Boo is up to bat. That ball is driven deep to center field, and it will get down, and now we can say it. That's the first hit that Daisy has allowed all game here in the final inning.
She had a chance at pitching the first perfect game in MSL history, but it's no easy feat, and King Boo broke some hearts with that swing there.
Wario pops up directly over the second base bag as Peach calls it, but Baby Daisy catches it for the first out.
Ha! Baby Daisy is robbing her own teammates, too.
Waluigi hits the ball into the gap in left center field that rolls to the wall and brings King Boo to third base with 1 out here.
Waluigi considered stretching it into a double, but had second thoughts and stayed at first.
Paratroopa hits 1 directly up the middle, and that will score King Boo from third to cancel out the shutout.
Fascinating. The Muscles rallied a comeback last week but came up short, and they're showing some life again here. The odds still are not in their favor, though.
We have Goomba up now, who is still hitless this season, and he watches strike 1 go by. Liner to Baby Daisy, who nabs it and doubles off Waluigi, who was off of second base to end the game and finish off the win for the Monarchs here today.
I have to give you credit, Danny, as you predicted this outcome. Sometimes my over-reliance on statistics can cause me to ignore elements such as patience, teamwork, camaraderie, and consistency, which are all things the Monarchs excel at. they had a rather dominant performance today in all aspects of the game.
We have dual MVPs today as both Red Toad and Baby Daisy shared in responsibilities for the runs scored by the Monarchs today.
Fair choices, but my vote would be to Daisy herself for her phenomenal pitching performance. But I'm a sucker for great pitching, so there's undoubtedly some bias there.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Danny Diamond signing off for myself and Professor Egad. See you all next weekend as we watch the Bowser monsters take on the DK Wilds inside of Bowser's castle.
So long, and see you all there.